Hey, what's up? It's July 27th. I believe this is chapter 34 of the Travel Chronicles. Whatever the title says, that's the right number. So, pretty big weekend for 2020. Son turned 18, so that's kind of a big milestone. Wanted to throw a surprise party for him. Well, my wife did. I was, it's fine, I guess. She really likes surprise parties for some reason. And so this is the second time he's actually had a surprise party in 18 years. And I had one once where I just come home from work and it's like, oh, surprise. I was like, oh, wow, yes, this is quite a surprise. And they're fine, and I talked to him after because I was trying to, not give away the surprise. Like, I've never been the person to take somebody to a surprise party, and that was my job this time. Like, I had to get him to the surprise party and, deliver him without giving away the surprise. And it's sometimes be like, hey, do you want to go here? And I'm like, no, really? Because we need to go there. Like, why? Oh, because no reason. But no, it wasn't like we already lined it out. It was going to be a party for somebody else, but it was, it's your party. So anyway, I told him that I wasn't sure if there was going to be food there. Well, there's definitely going to be food because it's his party, and didn't go into trouble making a taco bar for him to eat. But I was trying to play it up, so I was like, oh man, I don't know if we're going to have food, but you might want to, eat a snack or something. So he eats 2 bowls of cereal right before. I was like, dude, no. Oops. He's like, you said we weren't going to have food. I was like, I didn't say that exactly. I just said you should have eaten something before 1 o'clock. But anyway, he's 18 now, so congratulations. Congratulations to me. I managed to raise another human being to adulthood. Well, me and my wife. Mostly my wife. I mean, I did participate, so I get a little bit of credit. Like 10%. I'll take 10%. That's fine. I have worked, supplied food, shelter. Bump that percentage up. At least 35. 35 to 37% is all I'm looking for. Good meat and potatoes, the support stuff that has to be done. 43%. So what else is going on? Oh, baseball's back. Major League Baseball started, but they've got people now that have coronavirus because they're not in a bubble. They're just playing in the regular stadiums and traveling around. So I'm sure that'll work out. And here's the problem. And I looked at this. I did a little bit of research, not a ton of research by any means, but I looked at some of the numbers over the weekend. There was a swine flu pandemic 11 years ago, 2009. It was when it started. It did last for 19 months. 19 months is how long it's considered lasting. I believe there were documented around 50,000 deaths from the swine flu in the U.S. total over that period. I think it's either that or that was the cases, but I think the documented cases were closer to 500,000, maybe a couple million. Regardless, the best estimate or the lowest estimate that they think people that had this was 700 million people that had the swine flu. And the high estimate of people that they think had this was around 1.2 billion people. Well, that's almost it was almost a quarter of the Earth's population at the time. 1.2 billion. And I'm not sure I think the estimated deaths was, it wasn't like 500 million or something like that. I mean, it was in the maybe a couple 100,000, if that. I mean, here's the point, okay? It's like we just had a pandemic 11 years ago where here comes this respiratory virus, same thing, same symptoms, headache, muscle aches, coughing, sneeze, transmitted the same way. And all of a sudden, this pandemic is, this was way more contagious than this other pandemic. Was it? I mean, just looking at 25% of the world is going to get infected by this. And with coronavirus, it's like, we've tried to stop it. Like, in 2009, we did absolutely nothing. We didn't do anything. We didn't stop anything. Everybody's making hysterical actions out of this one. Like, we need to, I don't know if we should send the kids back to school. If you get coronavirus, you got to shut down your place of work. You can't go to work for 2 weeks. It's like, okay. But we had something happen to this, like, not that, in the recent past, not too long ago. Something similar to this happened. And we didn't shut down anything. And we made it. And this one, we shut down everything. And I think people are really, questioning that decision. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. Try to. And it's upsetting people. And I think rightfully so at this point. Because, what message are we trying to send here? What are we doing? It's getting to the point where it's insane now. Because everywhere you go, if you want to do anything, you got to fill out a questionnaire. And the questions are so vague. And it's like, and there's a lot of reports now coming back too of people that are going to get tested for coronavirus that haven't actually gotten in, where they signed the sign-in sheet to be tested, but then couldn't stay and they had to leave, and they're getting back positive test results. It's like, I never took the test, so how could it be positive? It's like, well, you signed up for the thing, so you got your results, but I didn't take the test. So I think there's a little bit of skewing of results going on, and there's some the reports coming back. I don't know how much to believe at. It's not anything that I've heard been a part of firsthand, secondhand, third hand, fourth hand. It's this guy over here said something about his buddy that went, and his friend, I don't know. It's a long chain of people. I don't know how believable it is. People seem to want to chime in. It's like, no, I know this is true. This is her friend's buddy that did this, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe it is, and it could be political both ways, right? But the thing doesn't make any sense is you got Republicans out there pushing as much as Democrats. Like, if it was political, you'd think one side would be pushing, the other side would be like, no, we're fine, right? Which is kind of how Donald Trump was to start with. Like, no, it's just a flu. We're going to be fine. But then you had some of these other governments, and like the European governments, shut down. They shut everything down. He's like, all right, well, shut it down. Some of the governors wanted to jump ahead, and they're like, no, we're going to shut down earlier than even what the president said. So in March, we're getting basketball games and stuff canceled. And you have players test positive for this. And, at first you're like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. We've never seen anything like this. But then you start digging, it's like, well, maybe we did go through something like this. And now the swine flu, H1N1, is part of the regular flu vaccine. So if you've gotten a shot since 2012 or 2013, you've actually gotten a vaccine for H1N1. Congratulations. And I'm sure that's what they're going to do with this. But the moral of the story to me is the flus that are out, okay, fine, we can stop that. But most of the people, if you have the vaccine out there, you have herd immunity, people have been through it, they have their own antibodies, probably not much of a concern, right? It's the flu that hasn't been here yet that's going to get you, that you haven't developed the vaccine for, right? That's what we're seeing right now, is this thing spreading like wildfire because we've never dealt with it before. But the way that we dealt with it, future generations are going to have a hard choice to make. It's like, do we shut everything down, or do we not shut everything down and it looked like things were fine? And I think part of the problem is just how we're reporting stuff, because this is big news every day. The coronavirus, COVID-19, and basically it's not going to hardly affect anybody. If 4% or 5% of the cases are relatively serious, and the death rate is 1%, even if it is more, it's probably not even that, because of the people that aren't reporting the cases. I just wait till the estimate of this one comes out. It's probably going to be, 2 to 3 billion people had this virus, and the vast majority of them didn't know it or were never tested. It's a tricky time. I mean, if you go to get tested now, because with the way that they're treating stuff, and it will come back positive, and if you're hearing all this stuff about false positives, and I'm not even saying like a false positive where you take the test and the result's just wrong, just, hey, I signed up to get the test, I didn't even get the test and I'm coming back positive. Like, that's not right at all. So, my standpoint is right now, if you go in to get tested and you have any symptom at all, and like these symptoms are like sore throat, headache, fever, muscle aches. Do you have any symptoms? Well, yeah, I had a headache. Oh my goodness, you've got coronavirus. You're done. You're out of work for 2 weeks. You're in quarantine. I understand what you're doing, but like, let's look at you gotta look at the big picture. Maybe we're a much less healthier society than we were 11 years ago. I don't know. I'd say we're probably more healthy than we were 11 years ago. I know I am. I'm older, but I'm in way better shape than I was 11 years ago. Other than my shoulders right now. Oh man, my arms are in such bad shape. I don't know why. Too much cornhole. Cornhole is not a game that was meant to be played 2 days in a row. It's rough. You got to take a couple days off. You play once, you might be down for the rest of the week. Try to play back-to-back days. It's rough. But, all right. Well, that's all I got for today. So, just be careful out there and be COVID-free as much as you can. I mean, seriously, and swine flu-free. All right. Later.